end user bullet points.
No. Okay, so there's a gate with YouTube that stops you from saying really yeah, okay, got it. Okay, awesome. Okay, I think we're live on YouTube. Okay, let's give us 1 second, everyone. Just give me a second. Um, we are going to be debunking something dumb, some sort of dumb anti-Stalin talking points, I guess, because we are such good hosts that when our patrons ask, we just stop by in the middle of the night to talk about.
Well,
uh,
yeah, it's doable when communism is your only personality trait. So
well, I
here
mean,
I am.
is that okay? I thought you were like using that as an insult for the the
No, that's how
attention.
I proudly describe myself.
Okay, so then how come we're using it as an insult for the attention-seeking Hocha fan?
Are we?
I thought that's how you said. That's how. Uh,
No, 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 no. You're thinking someone else, the robot designed to do Marxism.
let's not talk about him. We love him. He's a beautiful person.
Yeah, no, I.
Okay.
Uh,
We still have 0 viewers, and I don't know why. Oh, we'll make it public. Okay, we made it.
oh, that will help.
Okay, now we should have some viewers coming in, especially the streamer who, especially the patron who asked us to do this stream. You better be here. We're doing this just for you, my friend. You're not here yet, and we're getting annoyed. Oh yeah. Okay, you bet. Okay, so we have one more viewer other than me. Excellent. Okay, are we live on? Okay, okay. Now we're ready to go live. We're also live on Rafkin. Unfortunately, we are accidentally premium, so you have to pay $9.99 to watch us on Rafkin at this moment in time. Um, Okay, and I'm going to say the person who asked me to do this better keep an eye, say hi in the chat, and also you better be watching the chat so that so that I don't get distracted by random weirdos saying mean things, like stupid things. Okay, so with that, we be okay. Are we? So apparently, somebody in Chapo Trap House said something stupid about the USSR and Stalin, because
Well, I am shocked.
exactly Americans always say really the dumbest things on earth. So I guess okay. What am I forgot. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah. Okay. So we are now going to be going okay, we're gonna turn it on, and you're probably not gonna be able to hear this, Matt. Oh, by the way, hello everyone. We are live just for you. We are such good hosts that the minute our patron asks us in the middle of night to be to do a debunker about the USSR and Stalin, boom, 30 minutes later, after I figure out how to use all the technology tools, we're live.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so now,
Uh,
with no further ado, we'll be doing a line by line Lenin style debunking of whatever this person said. I like Matt. I've had him on my show. He's really cool. But unfortunately, he is American, and Americans are just really dumb about everything. And I'm
uh,
stoned, so I'm not calling Matt dumb. I'm just saying that he's an American. He's very smart, but he is American. You can't like change the Americanness. So that's all I'm
no,
saying. It's not. It's
I
not.
can't even do another accent.
I'm saying that it's not his fault if he is doing anything wrong. He's still a wonderful person. He's an awesome person, and he's raised the political consciousness of many. But he's still American. We're here to raise it further than being an American. So without that, somebody said that I have to start at 45 minutes. So let's see. Can you hear, Matt?
Uh,
Okay, this is boring.
yeah, I can hear like just like a little bit of it, but
Okay,
it's like coming
okay.
through your end.
Oh, okay, that's good enough. It's okay. Okay, somebody. Okay, it says 45 minutes and 15 seconds. So we shall go.
He did an anti-Stalin rant for
No, no, no,
45
no, no, no,
minutes.
no. He did his
Oh,
own rant for 45 minutes, and then at 45 minutes, apparently he said, I don't know if it's an anti-Stalin rant or like a nuanced cuck rant, which is, I'm guessing it's not an anti-Stalin rant. It's probably trying to be a nuanced cuck rant. You know what I'm talking
about
about?
Stalin?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with the nuanced cuckery?
Like,
Can you explain to people what
yeah,
nuanced
no.
cuckery is?
For me, it's more like I don't know how to explain it. It's more of a, if you like search my Twitter history, I'm good at identifying it in the moment. But you know, like a thing liberals do where suddenly, like you see it a lot with Israel and Palestine, where the qualifications for like freedom and statehood becomes a very legalistic thing.
Okay, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Did I
so
cut
you
out?
explain to people what nuanced cuckery is while I got a mysterious break that I won't tell people
Oh,
about. Okay, so just give me one more second for this mysterious break that no one can actually know what I'm going to do about.
okay. I don't even know if I'm on the air anymore.
Yes, you are still on the air.
Okay.
So I was just saying,
Okay. Well,
I was off video for a mysterious thing that no one can know about, and it's not related to why I'm laughing for no good reason.
okay.
Okay, but I need it because I realized today, I was on Fred Hampton Left, and somebody said we defeated the Nazis. And when Americans say we, as in we the Americans, as opposed to we the communists, or I get pissed and I say,
Yeah, we the American. We the Americans who like declined to form an alliance like with the UK and Russia to agree to wage a preemptive war if Hitler attacked Czechoslovakia.
Yeah,
And said no because no, there was a better plan to be had in Munich.
Well, the Munich agreement, the thing that
well, that was the UK and France, but
yeah, the thing that people don't understand about the Munich agreement, okay. Can you talk about how they dismantled democratic Czechoslovakia while I go get this mysterious thing I need for this other mysterious thing? So just you're going to be on the air.
Well, okay. Well, okay. At a moment's notice, that in the middle of the night, I don't have like the blow by blow, piece by piece, like explanation of precisely how democratic
Czechoslovakia at this moment.
Yeah, precisely how democratic Czechoslovakia was dismantled. But like what I can tell you is it was a agreement struck by France, the UK, and Germany, wherein they would just basically agree to give Hitler Czechoslovakia without Czechoslovakia sitting at the table, by the way. Like they had no say in this whatsoever because the plan was essentially to allow Hitler to annex Czechoslovakia without any real fight, which would encourage him to go east through Poland and into the USSR to do the fighting for the quote-unquote allies and basically erase the Soviets. Didn't work. But yeah, no, they call it the Munich betrayal for a reason.
Yeah, and the thing is that unlike Poland, which was fascist, Czechoslovakia was democratic.
Yes.
And yeah, okay. So with that, so I call it the guilty blaming the innocent. So let's see if we can play this now that we're very ready. Okay.
To this whole stupid online argument about Stalin, whether he's good or bad, the most tedious argument ever, one of them anyway.
It's the most tedious argument because there is no argument. Stalin is good, right?
Yeah, for the most part, I actually take the Deng Xiaoping view where he says with the Chinese system we would look at Stalin as 70-30.
What is the 30 that you would say? I would say he did not kill enough Nazis is number one.
Yeah. There is that thing, a lot of the Wehrmacht got to go home.
Yes, what the hell were you thinking? All of them should have been shot. 18.2 million people were in the Wehrmacht, and whenever somebody's Stalin killed 3 million, I'm you are telling me that he let 15 million people go home. Okay.
Yeah, especially when you look at the Wehrmacht throughout Nazi history, there was no major institutional rebellion of any kind. The ones they highlight, the Valkyrie guys, I mean, they didn't want to overthrow Hitler to do anything good.
No. The Klaus von Stauffenberg's problem was that Hitler was not couth enough. He was too uncouth about his genocide. Okay. So let's move on.
Oh God, no. You see, that's nuanced cuckery right there. You want a polite genocide.
Okay. So now we're gonna try to get more than 20 seconds because I'm really bad at these debunker videos where I have to stop at every 12 seconds whenever.
And especially where you're gonna have to stop every 12 seconds and restate the line to me so I know what the hell's going on.
Okay, I'm so sorry about this. Yeah, I apologize. I'm really bad at this. Okay, so let us, without further ado, I know what. Okay, without further ado, we shall. What am I doing? Okay, give us one more second. This is a
no problem.
Not. Yeah. What? Why? Okay, got it. Okay, ready? Let's go.
Okay.
To be answered by not even engaging with the genuinely bourgeois, sentimental bullshit about number of bodies and stuff like that, which anyone elementary understanding of material analysis would say that's bullshit. Churchill had 6 million Bengalis on his hands.
Okay, fair enough.
Laughed about it throughout the entire war. He thought it was basically a giant prank. One of his disgusting English public schools.
That's right. He said that the famine. Okay. Winston Churchill said that the famine was merrily culling the people. So Matt's right about this. So far, I haven't. Matt doesn't seem to. Okay, we have two Matts on the phone with us. We have Matt F, who is Nal Praxis on Twitter, and the person whom we may have been doing a debunker video. So far, he hasn't said anything that bad. So far for the first minute, Matt Christman has been excellent. Right, Matt F.
Sure, I'll agree.
Okay, he hasn't said anything wrong, right, with Winston Churchill?
Yeah, I haven't. I can't hear a single word that he's saying.
He said that Winston Churchill has more bodies, has 6 million Bengalis, and he laughed about it, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, Churchill is worse than Stalin.
I'm insulted that anyone would even, you've seen my picture of people in heaven. Churchill is not in that picture because he's not in heaven. Okay, let's go on. Okay. So let's see how much farther we can get.
Who cares about that? Stalin was a fucking coward.
What? What are you talking about? Stalin was not a coward. What?
Stalin did an incredible thing in building the Soviet Union.
Motherfucker. What do you mean by Stalin's? What was he a coward at? Please tell me.
Is he talking about at the start of the Great Patriotic War when Like I've heard
he said that
claims
Stalin
of
is a fucking coward, and that's all. So we've gone through only 20 seconds, and we've heard the only thing. And my roommate's gonna get mad really soon because we've heard him say Stalin's a fucking coward, and that triggered me. Right?
right.
Is there any cowardly act? No. Fuck.
Well, not that I can think of like off the top of my head, but like I don't know what goes on in the liberal brain.
Okay. Let's go on further. How do these people who, I'm so sorry, but how do you do? You're a podcaster like me, so like how do you dare call somebody who fought first 14 different nations invading their country and then World War II a coward?
Yeah, how many banks did he rob under the Tsar to fund this revolution?
I know, Stalin robbed a bank. If instead of having patrons like was cowards, Stalin fucking like a Chad robbed a bank to fund a Bolshevik revolution. So how dare you guys call? Podcasters call him a coward?
And he did it with a bad arm too.
Yes. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, and Stalin was the only person to have escaped gulags twice.
Okay.
Also, one more thing about Stalin not being a coward. You guys know Sasha Pechersky? He is a Jewish... Okay, so for the live people, you're not going to see his photo or anything about him, but hopefully afterwards we'll be able to superimpose this. But Sasha Pechersky was a Jewish Soviet officer who was in the concentration camp Sobibor. And Sasha engineered the only mass break from a concentration camp in history in 1943 when he engineered the break from Sobibor. By the way, if you want to see a movie where they kill a lot of Nazis in a lot of graphic ways, this is the movie to see, Sobibor. Well, I was just scanning and control Fing. Okay, I was going to say reading, but obviously my Russian is not that good to read his memoir, but I was control Fing Stalin and Stalina, which is the genitive tense. And he said that he engineered this mass break because he had a little bit of Stalin in his heart. So I'm going to trust Sasha Pechersky, who was like if there is a chadliest Chad of them all. Like, can you think of anything more chadly than engineering a mass break from Sobibor?
No. That's like out of my realm. That's like out of my realm of.
What if you have a
conception.
little house in Stalingrad? You're in this like little dinky 4-story house in Stalingrad, and then you and your former friends with guns end up like lasting longer than the entire country of Paris. Yakov Pavlov, right? That's another Chad thing, right?
Yeah.
Actually, apparently, according to the legend, he killed Yakov Pavlov. Again, live viewers won't see this, but tape delay people will. Yakov Pavlov was killing so many Nazis that at one point he had to go like sweep away the Nazi bodies so that like other Nazis couldn't hide behind.
So like more Nazis could come in.
He could not hide behind this, and so it was just him and his 4 friends. And my favorite order is even Yakov Pavlov. Oh, by the way, he was like 19 or 20, and he was the most senior officer alive at that point. So he said, "Do not surrender and fight until death, and after death if possible." So, yeah. I totally forgot about that. And Yakov Pavlov, he also yeah. Anyways. How do you call... Okay, anyways, so we've established that stuff. Like, I would trust Sasha Pechersky over some podcaster in Brooklyn. I'm sorry, but yeah, Stalin's not a coward.
Does he give a reason, or does he just say it?
The power does not reside in the person that way. You're actually doing like mysticism.
Correct.
You undo the entire agency of the Soviet project. That's stupid.
Okay, he's right about that. That power doesn't exist that way, and if you view one dude with the agency of the Soviet project, that's stupid. Matt is right. Matt C is right about that, right?
Great man theory does not exist in socialism.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, let's see what else he has to say. Okay, that's a little. Okay, that's a little inaccurate. He said that capitalism is reducing mouths in the countryside so consumption can happen in the cities. Not exactly. I highly recommend reading Development of Capitalism in Russia or The Condition of the Working Class in England in 1845 by either Lenin or Engels. But what capitalism does is that you just like have a factory that mass produces things like that, and then it just goes boom, and it just dumps like these things to buy. And then when you dump that, small artisans who are like maybe making clay pots or weaving or knitting, they just go out of business. And then they get foreclosed upon, and then they have nothing to sell but their labor, so they became, i.e., a proletariat. And then these factories are like, yay, come, I'll hire you, and I'll pay you like 10 kopecks if you're in Russia, and 10 pence if you're in, or 5 pence if you're in the UK or whatever. And you're going to work for like 18 hours a day, and blah, blah, blah. So it's actually kind of like the opposite, in that cities are formed because of capitalism, if that makes sense. Do you agree, Matt?
Yeah, that's generally like people tend to live together in groups, being social animals, but like at that scale, no, that's a capitalist product. I think like in terms of
hold on, it says that the audio on the video is not coming through. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, I see now. Yeah, you're right. It is not. Okay, let's see. Maybe. Okay, yes, it is right. It's at -30. Okay. Can anyone hear? Okay, I'm gonna play the video again and tell me if you can hear it. Mother of God. Did you hear that? Toast, did you hear that? Okay, did you hear the word, that is where you build, or no? Somebody tell me, no, not you, so people on my live stream. Did you guys hear the word, that is where you build, by Matt C? Okay, let's do another thing. Okay, let's see. Let's see, somebody, okay, let's see if there's something, okay. Let's see, okay. Okay, he said that is why. Oh, okay, President Jesus, what do you see that happens with YouTubers? Okay, you kind of hear it. Okay. Okay, let me figure out what do I need to do to make you more than kind of hear it. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if there's something else. Okay, now let's try it again. Okay. Okay, what is you can barely hear it. Okay, hold on. No, I tried to download the video, but I couldn't. Okay, let me see if I was able to download no, see, it says the video cannot be open and it's not compatible with QuickTime Player. Okay, let's see. What other players can I use besides QuickTime Player to make videos? Okay, MP4. Okay, Matt, can you talk about something random while I fix this QuickTime Player issue? Okay, talk about why you hate all Americans. Okay. Can you explain what makes, like, I'm like so annoyed. It says, okay, so, what is it? Okay, somebody's gonna have to, I'm gonna give somebody in the, okay, let's see, there has to be some other thing that we need to, like, what else can I do to make people hear MP3 players on QuickTime? I can't hear it, so I can't play, if I can play it on my computer, I can, okay, you better, okay. I tried, that's exactly how I did YouTube. I don't have VLC on my computer, so what I'm going to do, there is no closed caption on the video because it is Twitch. Give me a second. Okay, So somebody is going to have to download this Twitch video. I used YouTube DL. I used YouTube DL, and the YouTube DL is saying that this video is not compatible. So somebody's I can't. Okay, somebody's going to have to put a link here to me to me to download this video on the YouTube chat. Okay, if all you're hearing is audio feedback, then okay, I don't know what to do. Okay, so somebody give me a, no, don't leave, Matt. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. Well, okay, what is it? YT? Uh-huh. Okay, and now what do I do? No, but I don't have a YouTube to download. I only have Twitch to download. Oh, I know. Okay, maybe I can do audio only. Okay, let's see if instead of MP. Okay, let's try this again. If we can do some sort of audio only. Okay, somebody's gonna. Is there nothing else other than Twitch that anyone can give me? Okay, yes. I can route it if it's on my local machine. I cannot route the browser source. Apparently, it's not very well routed. Yeah. I'm trying. But it's not. That's not actually working. Apparently. Can you type it again? K-E, okay, like Kilgore. V as in Victor. Okay. Now, KEETV dot I India donkey. Okay, because I can't go to WKEETV.id. It's not doing that. Okay, somebody's gonna have to do something for Twitch. Fucking shit. Okay. Is there like a what else can I do with Twitch? Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's try this last thing. Oopsie daisy. Okay. I can do this. Okay, one last thing. Okay, let me see. Okay, Matt, can you now talk and entertain them for a few seconds? And no, I'm just like, I think Americans need to understand that okay, this is the thing, is that when you say anything that Stalin does is authoritarian, okay, now, okay, I hit that, now what do I do now? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I found it. Okay. Now I hit download. Okay, it is, okay, it's downloading, so we'll see if it works this time. If not, we're probably, okay, now, Okay, now okay, now you're gonna have to you're gonna have to now invite your friends too, because I'm a little annoyed that this is not okay. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna give everyone a link to this, and I'm gonna tell you. You guys have to make it. Okay, I'm gonna give you a link to this video that I have. Okay, let's see if it works. If not, somebody's gonna. Is there another source that I can do it from? Because this is getting on my nerves. Last time I tried to do this with the Yeonmi Park thing, I had to download her video too. Um, Okay, so let's just go over. Okay, if you do not tell me things because I will crash if I were to try to download the videos. So you should download the video and go to whatever file transfer source you have, and then put the link in the YouTube chat if you want me to get a better video. Otherwise, giving me pip install dash dash upgrade dash dash YouTube DL is not something I am capable of doing right now. While I am trying to stream on Streamlabs, which eats up a lot of memory. So yeah, please don't, like, you know what I really hate? Unhelpful suggestions. Like, if I ask somebody, can you make a website? And they're like, you should go to Square. I was like, if I fucking wanted to go to squarespace.com, I would have gone to squarespace.com and not asked you. So I don't want you to tell me to go to squarespace.com. You should either tell me, yes, I can make this website for you, or no, I can't. Go find somebody else. But do not ever tell me to go to squarespace.com, because I'm going to want to punch you in the face if you do that, okay? That's one of my pet peeves. Because because basically their templates are stupid and complicated, and you have to like do JSON. They use JSON templates, and the JSON templates means that you have to learn how to do lots of like tabs, right? And if you mess up a tab, the entire template's wrong, and then you're fucked. So it's like a nightmare to upgrade it once you want to do a better video website. Okay, so do not ever tell me to, like, so if I ask you a question, please just answer the question and do not like make up your own suggestions, because it drives me nuts. Like, or the second worst thing is when people suggest random people famous, like, you should get Ahmadinejad on your podcast. And I was like, yes, I would totally if I could. So do you know? And then I'm like, oh, do you know him? Because I get excited as I wonder, like, why would you suggest that I get Ahmed, the former president of Iran, on my podcast if you couldn't make, like, isn't that a weird thing to suggest to somebody, right? I would have already done this, yes, but instead... Yeah, exactly. No. Exactly. And I'm like, okay, so if you, like, unless you know Ahmadinejad, like... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. So then, so yeah, like, okay, so somebody asked what Chapo. For those of you who are new, basically Matt called Stalin a coward, and that pissed me off so far. And then everyone complained that they could not hear it. So now we're trying to figure out alternative ways to get this video to play, such that I cannot or whatever. I mean, seriously, I don't know what to do. What has to be done after all? So anyways, now I'm waiting and on people to like get me this video in a format such that you can hear it. So help me help you, and nobody better leave, and you better bring all your friends here because it's gonna get on my nerves. Um, and I am such a good patron that um, that I immediately came on after a patron asked me to. Uh, so be sure to tell all your friends, and this is why you should subscribe to historically.substack.com. Oh, Lenin would not have. Okay, somebody asked me if Lenin would. No, he would not have. It's kind of funny because if you read. Okay, so if you can you please can you please Shoopy Shaboopy, in that case please upload it somewhere and give me that link so that I can go to WeTransfer.com and upload it there and give me your WeTransfer link so that I can watch it. Okay, like if it's downloading just fine. Oh, okay. He called. No, Stalin is not a coward for not taking over Western Europe because they. My God, you guys. See, that's what I mean by Americans. Americans are stupid. Like, how the bleep is a third world backwards ass country supposed to over. Oh. That's 1 in 4 citizens. No, I cannot enable subtitles because you can't do that on Twitch. If I could do all these dumb logistics things that would have happened already. The reason why we're waiting for somebody named Shmoopy Shaboopy to download an MP3 for me is because those easy solutions is not possible. Okay. Okay. I have the song Budzavaran Tavarish Stalin. Yeah. That song stuck in my head because I No, it's not your fault, John. You did not have to like you just had to figure out a way. Not your fault. It was like somebody. It's okay. Yeah, just the MP3 is great. Just the MP3 is great. Shmoopy Shaboopy MP3. Yes, we don't really need to see this. We just need to hear this. Okay, if that's like okay, that is really stupid. If Americans are calling somebody a coward for not taking. Okay, do you guys not know how big England was? There was no such thing as India back then because that was part of England. There was no such thing as Kenya. Yes, please upload the audio. That's all we need. And then France and England made up probably 3/4 of the world. Their armies were huge ass. The reason why France and England are motherfuckers is because they did not bring their huge ass army of millions of people right at the border of France and Germany. France and Germany in order to stop Hitler because they were like, I want to colonize African people. I want to commit more genocide in India. So if anything, you bloody blame France and England, and what the hell is wrong with Americans? Like, you guys don't understand imperialism. You don't understand what is a third world country that has been raped by every imaginable power in the world. Okay. We're still waiting on Shoopy Shaboopy. Okay, we are still waiting on Shoopy Shaboopy's help. I feel like, okay. Okay. By the way, I ordered a green screen, so it's gonna come tomorrow. So then you will, it's gonna be so fun when I have a green screen. It was only like, it was like $20. But it means if you have but then I get suspicious when things are too cheap, and then I realize that cheap green screens wrinkle, so you have to like spend hours ironing it, and that's why they're cheap. And the expensive green screens are made from wrinkle resistant material that never have to be ironed, so that's the main difference. Thank you so much, Shoopy Shaboopy. So we're still waiting for your MP3, and I don't know what else I can do. Yeah. I know. I will make John Y. Spinoza mod, And then he is going to figure out a way he can type links then. Steve Scheiser said Matt is one of those who has a little, yes, people with a little knowledge. No, I don't have the transcript. If I had the transcript, I would not waste my time going by minute. I would hit Control F, and then that's like the most way. Yeah, exactly. Kat Hopler said we have been propagandized and de-educated to death. Exactly, like to the point where everyone, when you hear pro-democracy activist, you're thinking MLK, when it's really like Mussolini. Because if they like stood for anything other than democracy, like liberation of poor people, getting rid of, they would have called them that. They don't. They call them pro-democracy because they don't. No, I don't even know what. What? He was a liberal. So, okay. Soupsy Daisy, hold on.
Planet.
I'm so sorry, Matt. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've had you on mute for this whole time. So let's go back. Okay, talk about Thomas Paine. I feel so stupid. Okay, this is why somebody who's stoned on ADHD should not be managing their own stream. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's start again. I'm a mess. Sorry.
Okay. What were we talking about?
We are talking about why some Bernie bro talked about Thomas Paine.
Oh yeah, no, it was like so I don't even know if it was a Bernie bro. Like it was definitely a liberal though. Like oh yeah, no, it's because like some dumbass American did the whole like snicker thing. You're a commie, so your opinion doesn't count like on me. And I like looked in this guy's profile, and it said he was a Thomas Paine stan. And like, so I was like, okay, my opinion doesn't count because I'm a communist. Meanwhile, like you're like here saying that you're standing a settler colonialist, right? And so like, okay, yeah, Thomas Paine was an opponent of slavery and a very loud and outspoken proponent of genocide and land acquisition.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I mean, the two pamphlets he was known for was Common Sense and I'm totally blanking on the title of the other one, like off the top of my head. But no, he was a major force, like basically in propagandizing the American quote unquote revolution, where we break away from the British Crown over like basically a dispute not being bankrolled to acquire land on behalf of the Ohio Company, which most of the quote-unquote founding fathers like owned stocks in. Basically, I think George Washington's half brother was like the CEO at one point, or the CEO equivalent. Like,
no. George Washington was a land speculator for dismal stuff. Yeah. I hate American history. It's so boring as hell. Okay, Matt, can you say more things to me? Just making sure you're heard.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay. But no one here on my stream is like confirming that they can hear Matt, and it's driving me crazy and it's making me anxious. So somebody, like, I've typed 3 messages. So can you hear what Matt said? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because like everybody can hear me. Maybe.
Otherwise, if you do not say anything, I will continue to. If one person does not say anything, I will continue to ask, can you hear Matt? Can you hear Matt? Can you hear Matt? And we don't move on. That's why it's funny. It's because Toast, you have to say something, or somebody needs to do it. Maybe not you, but okay. Everyone can hear Matt. Can say, okay, my guess. Okay, excellent. Okay, so yeah, and Yeah, that's exactly why. So the thing is that it like all of this things are not that hard once you understand that they're all. Oh my God! My favorite was Natalia Antonova yesterday, who was like, "Stalin oppressed my murdering family." Yeah.
Yeah, that's a common one. I still my favorite it's got to be because of Stalin. My family's heirlooms are stuck in some dinky museum in Russia.
Oh, that one. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Okay. If I didn't have ADHD, I'd put up these tweets, but I do, so I can't. Okay. Okay. Shmoopy, I made you mod, so now you can put the link in the chat. So please just put the link in, and we shall download this and get it together. Exhausting, right? See, this is the thing about ADHD is that you can't add new links while you're about creepy tweets. Stupid. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that was my yeah. His grandfather's Fabergé eggs was pretty bad.
Yeah, or something like that.
And then like the other one.
Yeah, I want to make like a Fight Club style diary that's like, I am Natalia Antonovna's vibrating Fabergé egg.
Okay, so hold on. We got this now. We're downloading this, so just give us one more a few more hours, maybe, I don't know. And you better have your friends here, because I'm gonna get annoyed if you don't have your friends here. Okay. Now what am I doing? Okay, accept cookies. Yes, I will accept cookies. What are they like? Cookies? Spyware should not be called cookies, in my opinion.
Yeah, there you go. Excuse me.
Because it's not benevolent. Like cookies sounds like things that you'll get from the.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you would like. In order to do da you have to be followed around by the CIA for the rest of your life. Do you accept?
Exactly. So don't. It's like.
And there's no option. Like the no option is to like kick you back to Google.
Exactly.
That's why you need to clear your browser cache frequently.
Okay. It says download interrupted again. It says download interrupted.
You probably don't have the bandwidth to stream and download.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we can do this. Okay. Okay. No, we can do this. I don't have. Okay. I see. No, I actually don't have disk space. So, okay, I get it. Okay, I'm gonna delete all the other random crap. Okay, so I'm going. Fuck! I won't be able to do any. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. Move to trash. Okay. Empty trash. But okay. Empty trash. Empty trash. How do I empty trash? Okay, I can do this. Empty trash. Okay, empty trash. Okay. Let's see. Now let's see if I can download. I can now. Okay. It's working now. Okay. Let's see. Somebody said every something every thank you so much, Shupi Samupi. You are awesome. So I have the URL now. And we are still waiting on the download. It says 3 seconds remaining, but it's more than 3 seconds remaining. Okay, well, we were talking about Lahaim. Okay, I would play it on YouTube, but we're gonna get hit with the copyright strike, so we're gonna have to listen to Matt describing the Haim Stalin. Okay, go for it,
Oh,
Matt.
no. Oh, okay. So there's a musician named Daniel Kahn who did a series of collaborations with another uh, uh, musician named Soy. I want to say Korolenko. If it's not Korolenko, it's Koroshenko.
No,
But
it's something. He okay, whatever. Who cares what his name is?
yeah, well, it's important,
Okay,
but
fine. For now, it's
but yeah, no, they recorded a modern Yiddish folk song called L'chaim Stalin, and it's awesome. You listen to it once, and you'll never sing anything else in your head again.
and now Max Matsutovich. Actually, you know, your name is same as that Croatian tennis player who's really good. No, not tennis player. What was I thinking? Football player who's the guy who scored the World Cup goal against England. What's his name?
I love you for asking me a
No,
sports
not you.
question.
I'm asking the guy who shares the name with the Croatian soccer player. No, it's Mario Matsukic, not Matsutovic. I'm sorry, Max Matsukovic. It's Mario Matsukic. He's the really gorgeous, good-looking Croatian soccer player who scored the. Oh my God! It was like it was so adorable too, even because they scored this goal against England. It was the second goal that brought him up, and then they went and accidentally fell upon this photographer. American soccer players would have kind of been a jackass, but instead all of them like started hugging him and like kissing him on the forehead like he was 4 and apologizing to him. It was so weird.
Okay.
No, but because they were celebrating too much that they accidentally knocked out like they imagine if you like remember everyone in Croatia is 9 feet tall, and imagine you have like 11 Croatian soccer players who are all 9 feet tall and really big, just like falling on top of you as a photographer. That is, oh my God, it's still downloading. It's okay. Um, Okay, he said that all Okay, that's good. Max Maksutovic is related to Mario Matsukic. That's good to know. Uh, who else was yeah. Uh, uh, the worst part about it, like Croatia, like they were just nervous in the finals, and the worst part about it is having to see Macron happy and the French win.
uh, yeah, no, I have a $10,000 bounty on a single photo of Emmanuel Macron where he isn't making a face like a naughty little boy who wrote a bad word somewhere on the wall and isn't telling you where. Like
Yeah.
he looks like that to me in every single photo, and I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what's causing this, but let me just.
I also hate that he's married to the woman who molested him.
Yeah.
Like, and I know I shouldn't like hate that. I should feel like I don't know how to feel about that. Like I mean, obviously I should hate that, but like
disturbed by that.
But yeah,
Okay, can you
I'm
guys
very
hear it better
offended by
now?
that.
Hold on. Shh. Can you hear him better now? I know what's the problem. I don't need to hear it.
Narrowly understood self-interest. Because there won't be any money to afford anything else.
What?
Technology will have taken over enough of the decision making.
No, you fucking.
There's going to be plenty of room for the people who can be rich and live with themselves.
Oh, okay.
The machine winds everybody else up. And that
Okay.
politics in America. It is a civil war between
Okay, it's still.
factions of our ruling class.
Okay, so okay, I don't know how to make the Twitch screen louder. I'm fucked. Okay, let's see. Advanced. I don't know. No. Speed. We can make them go faster. That's what I do. Um, just move your mic. I can't because the speaker's in my head. Oh. Okay. Let me see if I can. Okay. Okay. I'll try. No, I can't because the speaker is also my sound card and it's gonna really fuck things up. Nobody better leave. I'm gonna get pissed. It's still downloading Mashupi's. Okay. I know. I'm gonna play that stupid video on my phone and move the phone to my speaker, and yeah. Well, okay. So now I have John's. Okay, that's a great idea. I'll just do that, and hopefully it will work. And we still have only 24 people. We need more people because we are coming live just for you because we are the best. What other podcast creates an impromptu speed in the middle of a night when stoned? Okay. We'll just do this. Can you guys hear this?
To be the case. People have willed us here without it being their direct, concentrated. You can actually wield block-like influence over.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now we're at 40. Okay. Can you hear this?
A bitch and a loser.
What? Okay, let's start over again. Okay, let's start at 45. Okay. Okay, we made it to 46 minutes. Okay, let's start at 46 minutes. Okay.
I thought it was. One dude with the entire agency of the Soviet project. That's stupid. He built this thing. Him and the system that he presided over created this formation. This thing that was not capitalism, that was developmental without the profit at the heart of it. Now, it was, as capitalism had been, insanely bloody in its development.
Okay, no, but okay. He said, okay, this is really stupid. Okay, so Matt Christman said, as capitalism has been, it has been insanely bloody in its development. You know who created the blood? Okay, so the first time that the Bolsheviks tried to overthrow after they overthrew the Tsar, okay, so the first thing is that the West came, and, okay, you better come back and invite your friends too. So the West came, and then there was, Matt, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, the West came, and then they armed Admiral...
What did he say? Because, like, I still can't hear the stream.
Okay, so what he said was that, like capitalism, socialism was insanely bloody in its development, and I'm like...
Well, yeah.
And,
yes. Like,
yeah. Go to
worse,
historically.substack.com/subscribe and subscribe. Okay. And I was like, no, it was not, because it all depends on who was the bloody blood person. So, you know who, like, capitalist is the one who created the blood and social. So you can't. Okay. So the first thing, that's why we are talking about Admiral Kolchak. So he was the one.
Like, the reality is like it doesn't matter like what's going to happen like here, like, you know, so like, you know, there's the Marx quote that like the annals of capitalist history are like caked in blood and dirt. I think I paraphrased that a little, but and like the development of socialism, like as it's replacing with this, it's going to mimic that. I mean,
no, but it did not mimic that. Like, as in, who created the blood? Okay, so for example, okay, let me explain the. Okay, so the first thing, people are like, people starved under socialism. Okay, you know what happened? It was the bloody World War I. At the end of the World War, none of the European countries were gonna get food. So these mother bleepers in England, France, and America made a deal with themselves. So Poland, they got this like anti-Semitic fascist named Pilsudski to balkanize a part of Tsarist Russia, and then they gave Poland food aid for not being part of Russia. Then they had Baron Mannerheim in Finland, who basically had the Tsar's picture until the day he died in 1950. And when everyone asked him, like, dude, you have your own country, why do you have the dead Tsar of Russia? He's like, he's my king. That guy? Like, can you imagine starting the country of Finland and having the Tsar of Russia, this dead monarch that no one likes, including his family members?
Well, considering just the amount of swastikas in the Finnish Air Force, like, yeah, I can actually like picture like weird allegiances.
Okay. Yeah, and so then, okay, my roommate's gonna get pissed at me and text me to start texting me about how I should not be screaming about Stalin in the middle of the night, yeah, unless he's gone to work or he's with a friend. Yeah, my roommate's a gay Chilean, and so he has friends, and I don't know why. Not that you needed to know about this, but I guess you do now.
Yeah, that's a lot of information about your roommate. Like, I've got sexuality and nationality, like, all in one go.
Okay. So then, let me see if I can even make this. I'm gonna see if I can make some.
Ask him if he would prefer Allende.
Of course he would. He was like, the first thing he said was that I grew like, we know when they like, you know how Americans talk about homophobia here? They're so like, he basically was like, they're such like fucking snowflakes. I grew up under Pinochet's Chile, and okay, let's see if you can see this text. Okay, it's going to be Helvetica. I'm sorry. No, it's not. It's going to be some other font, and I hope I can change my keyboard to be at least in the right script. Okay. Okay, okay, good. It's in Latin, Roman script. The question is, was socialism bloody in its development? And then so we are answering. Okay, let's see if you can see this even. No, let's just see. Okay, let's just go up. Can you guys where would even this be? Okay, let's see. Let's see if you can see this text. Okay, properties. Where would this be? I can't even see the sample. Okay, color. Let's try changing colors to orange. I can't, like... Oh, okay, font style, okay, okay. Okay, so I can't do this. I know what I can do. Okay, I'm just gonna, okay, never mind. We're not doing that. You guys are just gonna have to learn how to remember the topic. Okay, the topic is whether, okay, so now, so then the West, so that's where you got the starvation. And then, bloody, where did the blood come from? It came from the fucking capitalists. It came, Kolchak, like, so calling it bloody is wrong. You have to see who shed the blood and who was defending themselves. Don't you agree, Matt?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's always relevant, but like, if,
okay, Rick, but you have to come back.
But who's bleeding doesn't change the fact that it's blood, but like it changes how bad I feel about the blood.
Exactly, and to say that.
But bloody is bloody.
This is what I mean by nuanced cockery. He's like, socialism was bloody in its development. Are you kidding? No, it was bloody because capitalists are waging a war. And this is like where he's trying to be pro-socialist, but he doesn't like understand enough about the gross historical details, like what Kolchak did. He was the Juan Guaido.
He's trying. It sounds like he's trying more like he's trying to be socialist without, or sound socialist rather, without engaging in like any materialist reasoning.
Yeah. I don't have a super chat because I can't monetize on Twitter because I'm too much of a Stalinist, and I get discredited. So you'll have to do it the hard way and go to historically.substack.com/subscribe. Okay. 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 So yeah. Now let's continue.
Blood from stones and turned peasants into mulch.
That's capitalism.
Because that's what you do. That's what progress in civilization is. It is pulling people away from the land. It's pulling.
Wait. Let's try this again.
Who cares about that? Stalin was a fucking coward, a bitch, and a loser.
Motherfucker! No, he was not a loser because he did. Okay, Reichstag fight. Okay, sorry, but you have a podcast, and he planted the red flag on the Reichstag while cucking Henry Ford.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I'd get triggered again.
What were Stalin's losses again? Like, yeah, he like lost real bad against the kulaks, right?
No,
like,
he liquidated them as a class. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's what I know. It was sarcasm.
If you want to give him credit for it.
Yes, we do. We do give him full credit because Sasha Pechersky gives him full credit, and we trust Sasha Pechersky, who single-handedly liberated Sobibor over some stupid podcaster. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you. I have had him on. He's just triggering me, so I feel bad. Don't take this as a deeper thing, thing with Matt. Just think of it as me, airing out my feelings because I get triggered by this. And I like Matt as a human being. I've had him on, and so I don't want you guys, it's kind of like,
Another reason all this discourse is ridiculous. The power does not reside in the person that way. You're actually doing like mysticism to imbue one dude with the entire agency of the Soviet project. That's stupid. He built this thing. Him and the system that he presided over created this formation. This thing that was not capitalism, that was developmental without profit at the heart of it. Now, it was, as capitalism had been, insanely bloody in its development.
No.
Had wrung blood from stones, had turned peasants into mulch, because that's what you do.
Socialism did not turn peasants into mulch. Thanks to socialism, peasants had food, because in Russia, the growing season is very short, and, No. Matt is saying like capitalism. What he's like, he is falsely equating the development of capitalism with the development of socialism. No. So this is what Americans don't understand is that food sovereignty is not magical. So you need to have, the first thing is we can all say that we can be socialist, but we need a labor-saving devices. And if you look at the number of draft animals in Tsarist Russia, basically the poor people were the cattle, and I'm not exaggerating at all. Are you there, Matt?
Yeah.
So I can't do the picture right now, but can you explain to them how poor people were the cattle in Tsarist Russia?
Okay, well, there's a conception that gets pushed forward in U.S. discourse about the state of Russia in this transition. Like they want it conceptualized in the American mind of like Russia somehow being like comparable to the U.S. or the U.K. and that then fell behind in some way when communism took over. And the reality is Russia was a
third world country. It was poorer than India.
Well, not in a third world doesn't even like describe it. It was still a predominantly feudal system.
It was a hellscape.
Like it wasn't like when the Russian Revolution happened in 1917. they skipped over the capitalist stage of development. Capitalism, like as an economic form, was just starting in Russia.
Exactly, because there were
When
2 million urban people, while 100 million rural. So it was actually more
yeah,
less
yeah, no,
more
I,
futuristic than India
cause,
ever was at that point in
yeah,
time.
you need like you need like even like really like even in the West, you know, the first world, like is capitalism didn't really come into like a recognizable modernity until the Industrial Revolution.
Yep.
Like I would say like it became like fully recognizable, like, oh, this is the system that like we're subjected to, like between like 1800 1850. And even though like officially, like I think some people would say like mid 18th century, but
Yeah.
yeah, but Russia was a pre-industrial feudal system. Like, you know, they
Yeah.
still had serfs tied to bodies of land that were you know, attributed to these nobles, and the serfs lived on the land by, like, you know, justified their existence by offering a portion of the harvest to the lord as tribute,
But that
basically.
usually ended up meaning the only thing they had to mortgage was their labor. So the Lord would say,
Yeah,
yeah.
once,
Okay.
yeah,
So you're gonna in
and
exchange you're gonna give me 6 weeks of free corvée labor, and guess what? How long does growing season last in Russia? Very short. If you're not if you're if you're not like plowing at that point in time, like right at the end of the last frost, you're not going to grow enough food to feed your family, right?
right, pretty much. Like, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, like what is the growing season in Russia? It's like
Very
2
short.
months. Like it could,
I don't
yeah,
want to speculate.
and like only, and I think it's only something like 6% of their soil is arable to start with, and like you're dealing with
6%
like
in Russia or the former Tsarist Russia?
Just in general,
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know, like somewhere, because like even, you know, like in Tsarist Russia or in the USSR, I mean, like, you know, it gets bigger once you like factor
Fertilizer.
Ukraine in.
But yeah,
But
but then
like, but for the most part, like in Russia, like I think even in Russia now, like it's only like 8% arable soil.
No, and then they have actually done like worked with like people, Indians, Chinese people, like to turn like Siberia into some arable soil. So like even that is from a miracle. Russia's food sovereign though, thank God for that. Thank Stalin.
Yeah,
let's not thank God. Let's thank Stalin for that. Spasiba.
Yeah, Stalin as general secretary, like, you know, headed the agricultural collectivization project.
Oh, hold on. We're not ready yet. Hold on. Okay, let's go on for some more.
That's what progress in civilization is.
No.
It's pulling people away from the land.
No.
It's pulling resources away from the land. It is reducing the need for reducing mouths, basically, in the countryside, so that consumption can happen in the cities. And that is where you build you build capital, you build an economy, you build state capacity, you build something that can compete on the Westphalian stage of state competition.
What the fuck does Westphalian mean? By the way, I don't know what the word Westphalian means.
Westfalen is a region of Germany.
Okay, why is he using this word to describe socialism or capitalism?
Westphalia.
Okay. Oh my God! Did Anthony Blinken's mother, Vera? It's so funny how she talks about her Teutonic nanny, and I'm like, what is? I had to look it up. It's a fancy word for German.
Yeah, or pertaining to the Teutones, yeah,
okay.
or Teutons.
17th century, which is the context for all the developments of capitalism and Soviet communism and everything else.
No, it's not.
That is the train that gave birth to everything.
No.
It's that competition.
No. What? competition was not the train that gave birth to anything.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
this guy,
Sounds like Ronald Reagan.
Well, I know, like, technically Ronald Reagan did something with his life, but no, it sounds like he's got a real problem with correlation versus causation.
Yeah, you mentioned
And,
that, Matt F. You mentioned that, like, you mentioned like Americans all have this correlation versus. Okay, by the way, Matt C. Does he even? Okay, who cares about Matt? Okay, Matt F. Go ahead, explain the correlation.
Okay, so. It's an informal fallacy. Like in Latin, it's ad hoc ergo propter hoc. Like, ad hoc ergo.
What does that
it
mean?
Basically means one does not necessarily always follow the other, or just because like X precedes Y or Y follows X does not mean that X is a precondition for Y to come after.
Yeah, like for example, having a Georgian as the leader of the Soviet Union and India getting its independence.
Well, like he's saying that I can only like faintly hear what he's saying in the background. Like, how did he word it about?
I don't want. No, I'm gonna accidentally rewind to the time where he called Stalin a coward, and I'm gonna curse him out even worse. So no.
It's like please don't. Like so like how did he word it? It was something about like basic. And so like in addition to this correlation versus causation issue, he's having a big surprise from a Chapo host, a Western chauvinism.
What is that?
Issue that chauvinism. So like okay.
I know what chauvinism is, but for others.
Yeah. Okay. So Western chauvinism would basically, in this specific example, he's assigning the motivations and conditions of capitalist development in the Western world to socialist development in the Eurasian world.
Okay, by the way,
right now, like basically saying that like competition, like quote unquote, like is somehow the driving force of socialist construction in the USSR.
We want food and we don't want to be slaves.
Exactly. Like, it wasn't like I don't think they became socialists because like they wanted, because like, oh, we're gonna take that, like, that #1 title away from the Americans, or like the hell
they
ever,
were like, we want food.
or overtake the economies, the capitalist economy of the Westphalia region in Deutschland.
When I am a peasant in Siberia, in Irkutsk, and I'm
exactly. They don't give a fuck about what's going on like in das Ausland fahren. That's not a concern. Like my concern is like
getting dinner.
Is like am I going to have to like exactly. Like, what do what happened? Like, if I eat this goat, where's the other goat?
No. He wouldn't even have a goat. By the way.
Yeah, exactly. And like how am I supposed to like tend to this field if like, I don't have currency to rent a tractor from a fucking kulak?
Well, they didn't have tractors in Tsarist Russia. I checked the statistics. There were 2 tractors in Tsarist Russia in 1917.
Okay. Well, in 1917. But like he's talking Stalin here.
Okay,
so I mean, the Stalinist era comes in 1926.
Okay. Well, yes. Okay.
Or is it 24? Is it 24?
Lenin died in 1924, and yeah.
Okay, so then Stalin came in with Trotsky's vote in 1926.
It's funny because I swear to God, everyone. Okay, so Russians actually don't visit the Lenin tomb that often, if ever, because they find it weird. Like everyone who's there is a tourist. And you can see everyone who's visiting this is thinking the same thing, and it's like, please wake up. Oh, he looks so alive in his like glass case, where he looks like he's sleeping, and you're like, I wish I could just wake him up. We need him. And he won't.
Yeah, I like that guy who got arrested, like trying to do the necromancer ritual with the olive oil.
Yeah, there was one guy a few years ago who was throwing olive oil at Lenin, saying, "Please wake up." And then the Russian state said that they put him into the mental hospital, and I'm like, no, he's probably the sanest person.
Yeah, no, he's yeah, exactly. Like, no, this guy gets it, and you see, like, that's the ideology of mental illness.
Yeah, you're saying the world is messed up.
Incompatibility with capitalism is pretty much the only definition of mental illness.
Okay, so was Stalin was only 5'4". Stalin was not tall. And that's the funniest thing is whenever somebody says something like it's funny. My cell phone camera is really bad. But once I get a new cell phone camera, because this camera broke and I can't take back cameras, so I can't really do any interviews. But I want to go through the city of New York to troll people, and this is to just troll right-wing incels and ask them who's taller, Hitler or Stalin, and everyone's gonna say Stalin, and then I'm gonna be like, psych, Stalin was only 5'4". I'm taller than Stalin.
Yeah, if you ask, and here's the thing, if you ask Americans how tall Hitler was, they will actually lowball him and put him around Stalin's height.
Yeah, Stalin was only 5'4", and you guys are scared of him.
Yeah, exactly. Stalin was only 5'4", and people will say people in the U.S. will think that's about Hitler's height, even though Hitler was 5'9".
Yeah, Hitler was much taller than Stalin. Yeah, Stalin was Mao was 5'11", so Stalin.
Mao was a goddamn giant.
I know.
No one ever told me that, and I remember I think it was a picture of him shaking hands with W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah, and he's taller than W.E.B.
But yeah, well, W.E.B. was really small too, but it was but it wasn't just he was taller than Du Bois. It was he towered over him,
yeah.
And then I looked this up, so even now, average height in China for a man is 5'8", 5'9". So even now, Mao would be taller than average. So I'm thinking he was born in 1893. Oh my God,
have you seen Comrade Xi? Comrade Xi is next to Putin's kind of gimpy and short, and him and Putin. Let me see if I can somehow do images.
Yeah, Xi's 6 foot, right?
Xi's really tall compared to gimpy little Putin. By the way, I'm working on some subtitling of Putin because it's kind of funny. By the way, Xi and Putin hold a virtual meeting, hold a virtual on-air meeting affirming Soviet, China. Oh, sorry. Did I just say Soviet? I meant Russia. I'm so sorry. Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Russia, China, back to the way Lenin would have wanted. By the way, for anyone who's new, please come to Sundays with Lenin, where you'll learn about the time Lenin literally reenacted the "Comrade Xi, you need to come and liberate us" meme. He said that China is going to liberate all of Europe and Asia.
Yeah, that was.
Remember,
maybe it wasn't a misfire. Maybe he was just thinking really far ahead.
Oh, no. Because what's really funny is that's what Lenin said, and he did it to troll really racist British people for the most part. And then after he did that, there was this Guardian journalist who went over to interview Lenin. And it's a Google. Okay, if somebody can put it on the chat and Google it, I would be forever grateful. But his entire article, for the first 3 paragraphs, he mentions how there were no Chinese sources, Chinese people inside the Kremlin, and I'm like. I'm we get it. And then, the first paragraph is about how Lenin doesn't have any Chinese soldiers. And then the second part was about how Lenin does not have any Chinese soldiers. I was like, we got it. Okay. And then in the fourth one, they also disclaimed that Lenin had hordes of Mongols. And we're like, yes, we know that. So see, Xi is much taller than Putin. And anyways, I don't know why I was... by the way, they affirmed Xi's Comrade G is my favorite. Like, I actually like him. I might be making some controversy, but I might like him more than I like Mao. He's my favorite. Yeah.
No, G's done good things. He's good where he is. I've been cracking into the governance of China. Yeah, the
Okay.
XJT.
Okay, hold on. I'm still at Mao. Okay, let's play this. Okay, we're only at 2 minutes. We'll never finish this.
You want to give him credit for it.
Yes, we do.
More stupid in the first one.
Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, I can.
The genuinely bourgeois, sentimental bullshit about number of bodies and stuff like that, which anyone.
Okay, oopsie daisy. Okay, I'll be looping. So let me go to 47 seconds, minutes.
Of state competition that emerged in Europe in the 17th century.
What state
Which is
competition?
the context for all the developments of capitalism and Soviet communism and everything.
No, it's not. Okay.
That is the train that gave birth to everything.
No, it did not.
It's that competition.
What? No, you idiot. And this is what somebody. Sorry, I didn't mean to call him an idiot.
What capitalism did. It
No.
killed a lot of peasants.
Communism did what capitalism did. It killed a lot of peasants, is what he said just now.
Yeah, that.
No. Communism did not
no.
kill the peasants. The kulaks.
No,
killed
yeah, no.
the
Well,
Cossacks.
here's what I'll say. I'll be a pedantic motherfucker, and I'll just say like, no, a stateless, moneyless, like classless society did not kill the peasants.
The bayonets
Like,
killed
that
the
is not
peasants,
what
and the
happened.
bayonets were given to the kulaks by the British, Americans, French capitalists, and
Yeah. The 15 invading countries killed a lot of peasants.
yeah, communism
Like-
did not kill peasants. The kulaks did. And here's my skit reenacting a kulak. It's like, okay, somebody, yes, oh my God, let me see if I can find somebody's Stalin voice. Okay, somebody, he's so cool. This like, this Slavic person made this really cool Stalin voice for me. So let me see if I can find it from Twitter. Let's see. Okay. No, I can't find it right now. Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Okay, I can't find it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just explain this. So pretend it's okay. Stalin is saying this, but he's like, okay, no more slaves, no more genocide. You gotta go. Oh! Somebody find me that. Damn it. Okay, I hate it when this happens. No more slaves, no more genocide. You're gonna start having to pay people in cash, and that's basically it. And then so this is what the kulak would be like. Well, Comrade Stalin does not know that if he wants to redistribute the grains to the peasants, well, he can't. That way, I don't know why my kulak just got a British accent. Okay, I'm gonna do it with a British accent just for the fun of it. He can't explain. Okay, if Comrade Stalin wants to Comrade Stalin can't redistribute all the grains to the peasants if there are no peasants to redistribute it to. And then they kill all of them, like with, yeah. So that's basically what happened.
But since it came up earlier and we were talking about the mistakes that Stalin may or may not have made, one of the first ones that I say is not dealing with the kulaks
Not killing
sooner.
them enough. Yeah, he should have killed more of them.
Like the kulaks should have been dealt with a hell of a lot
Worse.
sooner than before, like the freaking Great Purges. Like that was a problem that should have had a much quicker ending. And I think
not
that there
enough
were
people were purged because 1 million Soviet citizens collaborated with the Nazis. So every time somebody says that the Great Purge thank you so much, whoever Robach is, for your large donation. I won't tell others because I don't know if you wanted it or whatever, but thank you so much. By the way, I will never forgive Robach for inventing debates with Genghis Khan. That is a sin that's not forgivable for inventing. You know that the worst thing that Genghis Khan has ever done is invent political debates.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But thank you so much, Comrade Robux. That was so sweet of you. Um, anyways, back to the I forgot. Okay, so now let's go on. This is stupid. This is false. Это неправда. Это I don't know. Oh, she. Who cares? Okay.
And it effectively distributed resources enough to leapfrog historical development stages far faster than capitalism would have allowed for.
Correct.
Because capitalism parcels out that violence.
No, capitalism is the one who parceled out this violence to the Soviets, you mother bleeper. This is like who...
Okay, what exactly did he say again? Like,
Okay, so he was basically saying that Soviet violence happened. Soviet violence happened basically, like, he's saying that all the violence from England, who committed all the genocides in America, India, it happened together in the years between 1920 and 1940, which is false. Because the people who did the violence is the same motherfuckers.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense because the when the English began colonizing the North American continent, they annihilated. No traces left.
They were the Daleks from Doctor Who.
Except somehow stupider.
Exterminate.
They annihilated. No trace left. No bloodlines remaining. 300 separate indigenous nations. They killed so many people in the time before westward expansion even happened. It cooled the planet.
Yes. Imagine how many. Yeah. So there is no bloody way. No matter how many centuries, decades of communism you have, can even come to the body count.
This is the thing that everybody forgets is that
this is capitalist. The Daleks.
All these Western chauvinists love to forget is that so what you're saying is these mass deaths and terrible pogroms and genocides were happening in a socialist nation where the population never dropped.
Okay.
The only time there was a reduction in population in Soviet Russia was immediately following the Great Patriotic War, or as we call it here, the Eastern Front.
Oh God, I will never. Okay, I get nervous because in Russia there are nouns tenses. So for example, I give you I forgot. Okay, you guys. Okay, please ignore me when I start doing my Russian lesson rant. It's hard work studying, by the way. But okay. So anyways, the Great Patriotic War. Yes. Okay. Let's further.
No. So the 27 million people that died, on the Eastern Front in the Great Patriotic War. That's the only time Russia, as Soviet Russia, ever experienced the population reduction. So, what you're telling me here is you can have these massive ethnic cleansings and genocides while the population just increases and increases and increases.
Exactly. So, but this person is also forgetting that who enacted the violence, because the more you learn about communism, the phenomenon. You know how Republicans think liberals are bleeding hearts? You don't understand how much of a fucking bleeding heart Stalin was and Castro was, Mao. You'll realize how much, it was funny, some guy was telling me about this oh my God, there's this horrific Petsty prison experiment. And so what they did was they took these absolute genocidal maniacs who were worse than the Nazis, the Romanian Iron Guard, who hung children from meat hooks, and then they took them to some castle in Romania. I understand that they were afraid that there might have been Dracula or something, so I understand how castles can be scary, and they made them read the history of the CPUS, the Communist Party.
Yeah, the history of the CPSU. One of the greatest books ever written, by the way.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this does not sound of like oppression. Are you joking? And this was done, like, and then some old babushka yelled at them and said, "You idiots! Look at all these graves you've created." And that was apparently
Yeah, the Tepeshti experience, prison or experiment or whatever they called it, like, yeah, did not move me. And then, like, one of the survivors goes on to be a Radio Free Europe announcer.
See, clearly not hard. Yeah. On top of that, like when I was looking at it, they're like they literally made them read a book, and that's about it. That's all I see in prison is
in this creepy Romanian castle. Like,
yeah, they had they were all relocated to a castle, which makes me have very little sympathy. But then I got my little bit of sympathy back when I realized yes, there may have been vampires, so I can kind of understand how scary castles in Romania may be. But whatever. Okay,
yeah,
let's try this.
But like you see, this is a common thing that that Westerners do is they just assume that like every country, nation, state, what have you, is as bad as they are.
Yes.
So like, you know, when they hear about like, you know, these quote unquote like, you know, like executions or repressions or political prisoners in like the Soviet Union or in China even, like, you know, like under you know, when you're dealing with a capitalist state, you're like, you know, in the UK, political prisoners were like Nehru, and but like in the USSR, their political prisoners were like
Hitler,
Stalin, like, you know, like literal Nazis, fascists. Like people, you know, people who keep like names of like like a list of names of all the Jews in town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When somebody says that, like, my aunt or my grandmother got oppressed by the Soviets because of having a book. It's usually a book of a list of Jews and how many kopecks and rubles they got for those Jews.
Yeah. And it's like, or like, you know, like when they, like Animal Farm was banned in the Soviet Union. No, it wasn't. They just didn't want to read the stupid fucking book.
No. The funniest is the 1984 one. No, because there was a Russian book called Me, which means, me. I was doing me. Okay, that's me. Now I got the E. Me.
1984, like...
was lifted from that Russian book called Me. Now I finally got that E, right? Okay.
Like it was released in the Soviet Union.
It was not because it was never translated. No, it wasn't even translated into French until 1982. So it was not. The Soviets didn't translate it, and you can't because it's a hard book.
Oh, I thought it didn't get translated into Russian until 1982.
No. The Orwell.
Oh, okay. No, I could very well have that wrong. I'm not an Orwell fan. So
okay. So in Russia there are two letters. There's the E, and I need to practice the E. Yeah, I got that. And okay, so it's me. That's hard. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I will stop boring you with like my pronunciation of words, but yeah. So Orwell lifted it for. Oh yeah. Usually it's because you can't. It's funny. Okay, let's go. Let's further.
That is our material understanding.
That is not a material understanding. That is just bullshit you made up.
Jewel dream.
Oh, no. Oopsie daisy. I skipped like a lot of minutes, I think. Okay. Let's see.
Or off of that into another group.
What? Yeah, I know. Okay. I'll explain. Okay, I will.
On the Westphalian stage.
What's a Westphalian? Okay, we got this. Okay.
Yeah, it's part of Germany.
What racial difference you? Okay, I don't know.
So they did what the potential of.
Okay. Okay, I forgot how many seconds I'm in.
Memory in a way that is a Slav.
What? Okay, I don't know where I am. Somebody give me help. Okay, let's see.
Which is the context for all the developments of capitalism and Soviet communism and everything else.
No, false.
That is the train that gave birth to everything.
No, it did not.
It's that competition.
No, that's bullshit.
And so communism did what capitalism
No, it did
killed
not.
a lot of peasants.
No, it did not.
And it affected
Those were
the
fucking
Soviet
capitalist.
resources
Okay,
enough
sorry.
to leapfrog historical development stages far faster than capitalism.
This is nuanced cuckery at its worst.
Capitalism parcels out that violence.
No, it does not. Have you not been to India? Have you? No, capitalism literally does not. Because, what the fuck? No. It only you think that because you're not considering all the violence. Everything in capitalism is done from the bayonet.
Parceling out that violence was harder for the Soviets because their empire...
They did not parcel out the violence, you idiot. Because you only also
they were invaded by 15 separate nations at
the
once
same
in
time.
1919.
Yeah, Lenin's boys, as they call them, was fighting the entire world, and Lenin won. I often think Americans have the abusive daddy syndrome in that, like, I know we shouldn't do government daddy comparisons, but let's do it anyways. No. I got the wrong letter. Oh my God. No. I didn't say May. I'm so sorry. No. Oh God, I need to work on my Russian pronunciation so bad. Oh God, this is horrible. I didn't realize I was that horrible in my Russian pronunciation. Okay. I can't believe I did E instead of A. I can't even. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So then, I forgot what it was. Okay, they didn't. Okay.
Was a multi-ethnic empire.
What does he not? Do you not? Okay, do not use the word empire. I'm gonna lost.
All material interests met.
What? Okay, this is like utter nonsense. I won't be. Okay, I'm okay.
Okay, what did he say?
Hold on.
And so you got to do it to your own people.
You have to do you. No, you idiot. Okay, he's basically saying that communism and capital. Okay, somebody's gonna have to give me timestamps. So I'm gonna give you my timestamp, and we're gonna have to. Okay, 1413. Okay, 4813. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like listen to this like through on my own because I mean this sounds like spectacularly stupid.
No, it's unbelievably stupid.
Parceling out that violence was harder for the Soviets because their empire.
Soviets empire. Okay, he called the Soviets an empire. I mean, this means that you have not read imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism.
What it means is you're like a fucking American dipshit, basically.
Yeah,
like they're the only people that do this. It's like no. Empire is not when land big.
Yes, in that case, like Russia is the biggest empire of all time.
No, exactly. Even like, well, I say even as if it should be surprising, but like, no, the Wikipedia page for the Soviet Union does this too, where like they give you this map of the Soviet Empire at its peak in like 1960 or whatever, and it shows you like, this swath of land that's basically all of Asia and Eastern Europe, and and like, they ignore the fact that like, okay, so this photo of this that they're using and the date that they give is 1 year before the Sino-Soviet split. It immediately is going to decline in size by like 60%, like just taken right before that moment.
Yeah, okay. But it's also not an empire. The guy who's my co-host is Matt F. Is Nal Praxis on Twitter, NALPRAXIS on Twitter. He's from Boston, not Boston, but I just say Boston because I don't know any other city in Massachusetts.
I'm about 45 minutes out of Boston in a city called not Boston.
Okay. Yes, I'm so sorry.
It's Worcester. It's Worcester, sometimes called Wormtown. Used to be a big punk rock place in the 70s, and since then the punk has left the city, but and its stash of heroin was left behind.
Okay. So. And the guy we're mocking is Matt C. from Chapo Trap House. Okay, this is his voice. He's from Wisconsin, where they have a mildly nasal voice.
Don't you know?
Their empire was relatively homogenous, as opposed to the empires of Europe, which
Are you kidding? Tell me you don't know how many, he thinks that Soviet Union was relatively homogeneous compared to the empires of Europe. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Homogeneity. It's like, yes, the racial diversity that Leopold II brought to France. Like, all hail. If you've got a hand
Russia
to do it with.
alone has 64 different languages. Like half the people in Russia, like most Americans will not ever know. Okay, this is what happens when half the Russians walk down the street. You're gonna think Chinese, and so you don't think of them as Russians because you guys are too racist to think of them as Russians. So Russia alone has 64 different languages and about maybe 70 different nations, like indigenous, completely autonomous nations within it. And then if we add Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, am I forgetting any? Tajikistan, Georgia, Armenia.
Did you say Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan?
Yeah, I said Uzbekistan. There's Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan. Are those all the Asian republics, or am I missing one?
I think you got it.
Okay, so when you add that, so when you go to I don't know how he thinks that the Soviet
was Mongolia part of the USSR?
No, but Russia has a humongous Kalmyk population, which is Mongolians, like Lenin's grandfather.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a big native Mongolian-speaking Mongolian population in Russia, like Lenin's grandfather. So, like, you're only you have to be a total moron to think that the Soviet Union was more homogenous than Europe. Okay, so let's compare like the language of Georgian with the language give me another language from the Soviet Union.
Azerbaijani.
Okay. I think they probably have the same script. So let's see. Okay, Georgian.
No, totally different.
Okay. So, I know. I'm just gonna get on Google Translate. You have to be Google Translate. And
we're getting like way distracted from this.
How so?
No, why are we on Google Translate, like looking up Georgian languages, like versus like Azerbaijani, like when we're trying to like critique a Chapo trap house guy.
Okay. Oopsie daisy. You're right. Thank you for managing my ADHD. Okay. So yes, so in Azerbaijan it's filled with Shia Muslims. Turkmenistan is Sunni. I don't know. It's another kind of Muslims. And then Georgia and Armenia are majority Christians. So, and then Georgia has its own church, and then there's Catholics. And if you go, there is only stupid Americans would ever look at the Soviet Union and Europe and think that the Soviet Union is less racially diverse than Europe.
Yeah, or no, he didn't even say then Europe. He said then European empires, which is why I said like this dude is without knowing it because he doesn't know shit is seriously praising Leopold II for bringing racial diversity to Belgium.
Oh yeah,
thank you, that human zoo.
Didn't he also bring number of arm diversities into Belgium too? Then.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. Hail Leopold II if you've got a hand to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Racially divided.
Okay, this is the most dangerous thing that you fucking Americans will ever do, where you say that socialism only happens in homogenous countries. No. So then you're telling poor people and everyone that you need to commit genocide before you can have health care. This is dangerous, awful, stupid, and completely not within accuracy. Okay, So the reason, no, Lenin, like they have every state has a hegemony that upholds, that they have to uphold core, like space, superstructure, read Gramsci, Lenin, whatever. No, yeah, LME said no. This is just
Yeah,
inaccurate.
in any culture, that culture's prevailing ideas, like collective goals,
Yeah.
like to the American condition, it would be the American dream. Those ideas are the ideas
exactly.
of the
So,
dominant class.
It's not the reason why they saw themselves as all Soviets is because of the hegemony that they put out. Lenin's, oh my God, okay, except, okay, this is the one problem.
Yeah,
I have a recording of Stalin talking about anti-Semitism, but it's in Russian, and I don't have any...
Yeah, it's in Russian being spoken in a Georgian accent, but but like this is actually something that like comes up a lot, like with the completely ass backwards views of Americans, like when it comes to like inclusivity, when they talk about what they perceive as imperialism, like just to like jump over to the Shino side on this is Tibet in China. So like the Qing dynasty falls, and in this like brief time, the then Lama collaborates with the UK to unilaterally, without like any popular vote, to declare quote unquote Tibetan independence as long as essentially the UK gets like all the tea in China or whatever. And but like the thing is, like prior to that, Tibet was a protectorate of the Qing dynasty for like hundreds and hundreds of years. Even though like, okay, so this is Tibet and not quote unquote whatever the hell an American thinks China is. The people, the serfs in Tibet were very much considered Chinese citizens. Well, and thought of themselves as Chinese. They didn't think of themselves as so much as Tibetans as like as they were like literally the property of like some fucking monk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then the thing about it is that also like when they're like China is the reverse imperial or whatever, you're like, no, it was the Mongols that united China with Tibet. So literally the Han people did not do it. It was like Mongolians.
Yeah. And like they were, and like in terms of like, modern like legalism, they were a protectorate of the Qing dynasty.
Yeah, exactly.
And this like this independence that they talk about, like the only time in recent memory Tibet's been independent from shit was this like brief window in the early 1900s after the fall of the Qing dynasty, which I really
had drive-by shootouts between lamas. Yeah, the Pancha Lama ended up like.
But this independence that they talk about, it was unilaterally declared by a guy cosplaying as an immortal god king.
Yep.
All right.
And also
this is not legitimate independence.
And even his fellow Tibetans disputed it because the Pancha Lama and the Dalai Lama were having drive-by shootouts where were like around that time I believe one Dalai Lama was killed, and then the Dalai Lama's like people like did another drive-by shootout to kill the Pancha Lama and vice versa.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, and like, bear in mind, this is happening all entirely without like any popular input of the Tibetan people, because at this time, the Tibetan people were not people, they were property.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so then he goes on further. Oh, by the way, Lenin spoke with an Irish accent. Somebody says he didn't know, and that's because his teacher was Irish.
Democracies, heartland, and brutal extraction at the edges. Couldn't do that in the Soviet Union. Everybody's a Slav, basically.
No, everybody's not a Slav, basically, at the Soviet Union, you idiot.
Yeah, that's like the most, that's straight up fucking racist.
That's about as inaccurate
straight up fucking racist. That is straight up fucking racist.
Okay, let's give an example of somebody who's not a Slav. Stalin, because his name is
Stalin, Georgian.
Yes, he was not a Slav.
Yep.
Slav
Yosef,
is
Yosef Vissarionovich Jugashvili.
yeah, exactly.
Like, I love saying that
Yasef
name.
Vissarionovich Jugashvili, and he has like So like I've only listened to Stalin's one of the worst public speakers, and he has a really harsh Georgian accent, and Georgian sounds like Dutch in the
And
donkey
he also has a really high pitched nasally voice. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, it's like
but no, he's speaking like out of the top of his nose. Like it's impressive. I don't know what I was expecting him to sound like. I think maybe a little throatier because I know he smoked a lot, but
and a little deeper. Yes. Yeah. So then I'll read my brilliant article about the Dalai Lama, and a certain actor, his dad has trolled it. It's so weird. Okay, let's continue.
Where there's any food is a Slav.
No. Oh, you don't know what Slavs are, my friend.
Yeah, no, this guy's got no idea what he's talking about.
Which makes your system poisonous in world memory.
No, what did he do to his own people? Is that his own people were they were not his people. Like, for example, like they were Nazi collaborators, and also, what did he say? Like, fill me in. He had to enact violence on his own people because everyone is a Slav, and we talked about how most people were not Slavs in the Soviet. Maybe.
Yeah. There were something like 64 different official languages in the Soviet Union.
No, not in the. So that's just in the country of Russia right now.
But
in the Soviet, there's way more than that. I don't know how many, but way more than. Yeah.
I mean, like, every language spoken in the Soviet Union was an official language. I mean, it was on like signs in like all the regions that this language was spoken in. Like, in addition to like other like in addition to like Russian, which like is the quote unquote main language because it's spoken by the largest amount of people.
Kind of like
Russia
how Hindi is in India, because
Russia is like one of the largest countries on earth. So
it is the largest area-wise country on the earth, and the Soviet was even bigger.
Yeah, like like all the languages spoken like were official languages. Like they didn't Russify shit.
No. There were some people who didn't have a script because they were all slaves, and then they decided to use the Russian script in some languages. And no, it's not oppression when Stalin makes you learn Cyrillic, which was somewhat what some idiot. Remember that? Like, there was an idiot on Twitter who was like, telling
they do it now in China, that like people in Inner Mongolia are being oppressed because they're given a bilingual education.
Yeah. No. But do you remember the guy who said that Stalin oppressed his family by making them learn Cyrillic?
No, I do not remember that guy. But I believe you.
Yeah, and it's like,
no, that's somehow not the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so now, you guys should definitely read my article about Tibet. It took me 1 year to FOIA it, and I did it exclusively with CIA sources so that people can't say Chinese propaganda, Oh, actually, Uma Thurman's dad still did it, even though in the first paragraph, I was like, just so you guys can't accuse me of having Chinese propaganda, I'm going to use only the CIA and nothing but the CIA as a source.
The European imperial powers aren't because of that racial difference.
What are you talking about? What racial difference exists amongst the European imperial powers that the Soviets... What the hell are you guys smoking? I don't know. There's like, how to the bleep are you gonna think a Kazakhstani and a Ukrainian are the same, like even close to being the same race? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Or not even race, like just like ethnicity, because again, like what he's talking about is like he thinks like everybody in Soviet Union white, despite like
Well,
being
you would
mostly
not.
like
Okay. Okay. Let me show you my.
Eurasian, Slavic, Central Asian.
Yeah, they
Like,
looked like some of them looked very Persian if they're like in the area near Azerbaijan. Some of them look
yeah,
very Asian. Somebody like
yeah.
they look like
I mean,
everything.
like everybody knows about that photo of Stalin in exile, where it looks like he hasn't put any oil in his hair for a while, and he looks exactly like Borat.
Yeah.
uh, like seriously.
Mhm.
uh, but
Okay.
yeah, no, he's taking a very like shallow, superficial, and chauvinistic view of ethnic relations and integration in the Soviet Union, and like like where did he get any of this? Was like he mentioned like any like I shudder to even say it, but like I don't know like books he read to
What?
like to back up any of this fucking nonsense he's saying.
Okay, okay. So, by the way, okay, let me show you some two. Okay, this is I'll show you okay, this guy. Okay, okay. So I'm going to show you the Soviet sniper, and you're going to have to guess why he's happy and how many Nazis he killed to make himself this happy. So let's see. Let's add this. Let's see. Okay, so let's take this one off. And I don't know what I'm doing. Let's take this one off. Okay, and let's take this one off. Bye bye, Comrade G. But this guy is like way more heroic. And let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. His. Okay. Okay. Okay, so whoever guesses the most amount, the number of Nazis he killed, we can't Google. So this is actually, apparently I don't, like, see, this is a Soviet sniper. His name is, let me figure out how to read it. It is Tserendashi Rinchonovich Dorjiev. Yeah. See, like, half the Soviet snipers, you are not going to think that they are like on what earth would you say that a country with this guy's really cool. He came from okay, this is Semyon Nomakanov, I think. Nomakanov, I don't know. Okay, but he's also incredibly happy because he killed a lot of Nazis. Okay. Wait. Okay. All the medals on his body. Do you see? Look at how many medals he got for all the Nazis he killed. Like only like there is no way you can think. Look, and these people came from lands thousands and thousands of miles away. So Semyon Nomakov belonged to this Siberian. Okay. Oh no, it's Semyon Dalinovich Namakanov. Oh my God, he died in he was a taiga shaman. No, he was and he was from the he was like on the border with China, and he killed. Oh my God. Okay, so apparently he okay. Okay, so it says that he made Nomyakov became a sniper by chance. In the fall of when he was evacuating one of the wounded, he noticed a German aiming at him. So this German soldier was aiming at him. Nomakov grabbed the German's rifle and shot this German with his own rifle because he was such a badass.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, so he, oh my God, he had 9 children and 49 grandchildren, and so I bet you his grandchildren are alive today somewhere in Russia. Oh my God, he killed oh my God, he killed 360 Nazis, and then he went and killed like more Nazis on the Eastern Front and Japanese.
I just sent you a link on Telegram for a Soviet soldier named Maxim Passar.
How many did he kill?
237.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna. Okay.
But,
See,
But you gotta look at his picture and remember that according to
Matt,
Chapo
he's a
Boy, this
Slav.
guy
Is a Slav.
that this yeah that this very obviously Asian person is a Slav.
Yeah. Look at all these
Uh,
exclusively Slavs. Like, yeah, this guy. How many Nazis did he kill?
237.
Wow. Okay. See. By the way, I see all these quote unquote Slav. Like none of them are
Yeah.
like they look more similar. Like so. Like seriously. Like none of them are Slavs, and so this is just pure American racism right here. Like, how on earth are you going to think that all these people are Slavs? Right?
Yeah, exactly. Like this. Yeah, this guy, Maxime Passar, where he was born, is basically right on the border of Russia and China.
Okay.
So
Same exact
and
place
he
as
and he
Simeon.
yeah and he
Simeon.
yeah
Okay.
and I mean he looks very much like
Soviet guy.
yeah yeah no he looks very much Chinese to me, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, but I'm so glad that Simeon left. There's like another photo of Simeon. Oh, by the way, when Simeon, okay, what's his last? Okay, with Simeon, with Simeon Namakanov, there are so many pictures of him like lazily like smoking a pipe while he's like killing Nazis, like you know how like in that very I wouldn't say Russian because he was not speaking Russian. Oh, after. He continued to be a carpenter. Oh my God. He continued to be a carpenter after he finished his service at the military. Oh my God. And then
damn.
he built a house and continued hunting during his free time. And, oh my God. And his daughter did not, his daughter said that he did not, Namakanov did not, did not like to talk too much about the war. And so he died in Zugali, and he's like today there's like and he had 49 grandchildren. So by the way, if you're a grandchild of Simeon Namakanov, come here, we'll interview you in whatever language you want. Okay. Okay, so none of these people are okay. This was like these stupid. Okay, my brain just got stupider. Okay, let's continue.
So they did what the capitalism did much faster to their own people, and they fought off an existential attack by this monstrous national capitalist mutant.
Mutant?
Of the Nazi state.
That's not a mutant.
It was
That's capitalism.
Solve the problem of capitalism and culture under capitalism by creating a master race who would have all rights and therefore all liberties. And all material interests met. Any kind of conceivable material interests met. And then other humans who are either extinguished or provide the slave labor and are outside.
No, you're describing the United States. Talk about Germany.
Yeah, you are yes. It's kind of funny because most people don't realize that unfortunately Himmler's army was quite diverse because it's complicated, but there were a lot of collaborators of every ethnicity because...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. No. There was a lot of ethnic diversity happening in the Nazi army.
Yeah. There were a lot of like female genociders, and there were like more minority genociders, or whatever you want to say. I mean, yes, like so this is the thing, is that what people don't understand about the Lebensraum propaganda and why it worked is because during the Prussian Empire, I think I've said this 100 times in different places, but never once officially. Okay, so during the Prussian Empire, there was a class of people known as Junkers. What they did was, or Junkers or Junkers, or I don't know, maybe, but they collected,
it'd be Junkers.
Okay, but it's spelled Junkers, and they just collected rent. So they were an aristocracy that had slaves somewhere in the east, and they collected rent from them. And then they lived very happily. But many of them weren't super rich. some of them like just did shits. Like they might have made like, I don't know, America's equivalent of like what you would make if you had $60,000 a year, but you were doing shit. You were just like relaxing and not doing shit. Like it just came to you.
Yeah.
Well, when the Bolshevik Revolution, and also check out Baltic Germans. So they were the same thing as Prussian Junkers, but for the Russian Empire. So they're called Baltic Germans. So then when the Bolshevik Revolution happened, the gravy train got cut for both of those groups. And then, so Hitler's Lebensraum was mostly like a nice way of saying, I'm going to give you back your slave. Like, we're going to have living room for you again. Is like, is like a nice way of saying, you inbred Prussian Failson. Yeah, we're going to give you back your slaves. And so people kind of misunderstand what Lebensraum is. Because there was, like, if you're a Nazi, you can't be too, I don't know how to say it. Like, you know how in America they have some dog whistles? Lebensraum was a dog whistle, right?
Yeah.
It sounds so that was why it worked and why you got millions of people who thought they were entitled.
Well, yeah, and there's actually like a moment where in history, like right around the time the Nazis were like taking power, actually was where Hitler like actually had to like start dialing back the anti-Semitic rhetoric because like it needed more, because like he was too anti-Semitic for Germany, like as a whole at the time, which is sort of when which is when he starts leaning more into his anti-communist impulses.
Yeah. And
then eventually that's when Judeo-Bolshevism starts coming in, so he can talk about the both of them at once.
Exactly.
But yeah, like it was like right around the time where like they were like consolidating power, like where unless it was like one of his things where he's like reading the room and like goes on it, but the anti-Semitic rhetoric disappears from a lot of his public speeches.
Oh yeah, and by the way, and then the first Nazis were actually like. By the way, listen to my interview with the Lithuanian dissident, who is a Jewish man who's been tortured by the state of Lithuania, which is supported by the U.S. For being like they force-fed him pork because he tore down a Nazi statue, and he's still a fugitive today because he tore down a Nazi statue. So
wow.
I've interviewed, check out my latest podcast. But anyways, but I forgot, but anyways, Lithuania's like main ruling family, the Landbergis, they're Baltic Germans. So these were the first, the Nazi party was created by this group called the Baltic Germans, because they were like, if you actually, there's this like funny racist Estonian page about restoring the rights for Baltic Germans, and they'll talk about how like much of a failson they are accidentally in that weird Estonian page. And so that's why Lebensraum was kind of worked, and they got millions, but it was very specific to the region, and it was dependent upon what happened in the Prussian Empire and what happened in the Russian Empire, and the gravy train getting cut off for that petty bourgeoisie.
Correct.
Because libertarianism is the same end state.
Yeah.
It is not the end of human misery and human exploitation and suffering and oppression. It is the cordoning off of that into an other group whose pain is not felt by the community.
Huh?
The Soviet Union didn't have that. They did it internally.
What? No, that is bullshit. What the hell? That doesn't even make sense. Like, are you like, this is not grammatical even. This is like colorless green.
Yeah, he just he just pretty much like unapologetically right there endorsed the Herrenvolk Republic.
How so?
Like, well, like what he was saying. So, like, I might have misheard him, and if you know, maybe I could like.
No, I don't know what the Herrenvolk Republic is. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, it's Herrenvolk is German for master race. It's basically like how you would describe the racial hierarchies in Nazi Germany and the U.S.
Okay.
A Herrenvolk Republic. So like how he described it, where you have like where you have the othered group that's cordoned off by the Herrenvolk, and all the exploitation and immiseration is thrown onto this other group. And then, like he says something about the USSR and how they didn't have this setup because they did it, like, in his words, like, internally.
Which makes no sense,
Like,
because they, as I can show you, they did. There's, what the hell? This is like, this doesn't even make sense, because it doesn't even
how
geographically
is
make sense.
like what I want, like, how is a Herrenvolk republic such as Nazi Germany or the United States it like in any way comparable to everybody gets a fucking house.
Yeah, it doesn't even, like I said, like, you can only demonize races with, like, some sort of historical oppression, but the whole history of the entire continent of Asia for the past 5,000 years is very different. So what you are even capable of doing is very different than what you are capable of doing in Germany and Europe.
Yeah, no, I mean, he just, like, it sounded like, you know, it might have just been syntax, or, you know, maybe, like, I'm like just in one of those moods, but it sounded like he, like, pretty much, like, came out swinging that, like, he prefers Hitler to Stalin.
I don't know what he prefers here, but it's just crazy
like,
stuff. Like,
but that's the other thing. What he's saying is so fucking stupid. It's impossible to actually determine, like, any stance. Like, he's saying absolute nonsense.
Yes, exactly.
But give them a chance to fight off this attempt to snap off a middle-class society.
What?
And just dominate the world with it.
What are you talking about? This is what snapping? What the fuck?
6-inch master race.
This is not, like, actually grammatical sense. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna.
Logically, they weren't there yet.
What?
International capitalism was the only force in the world with the ability to organize and coordinate material relationships, because it had been developed in the Anglosphere.
Huh?
It had been developed in the American Commonwealth Division of Free Real Estate.
Is this motherfucker drunk?
Yes, he's very drunk.
Oh, he is?
I don't know, I'm guessing. It's so stupid. What? Like, none of this is making sense.
Like, honestly, this
is not grammatical.
Like, I've had this conversation with, like, some, like, reactionary drunk assholes before. Like, that's what it reminds me of.
No, it's worse than that, because at least
has
it
he
makes
been
grammatical
drinking?
sense.
Who had turned away from the permanent revolution, had turned away from
what the fuck?
igniting the war in Europe that everybody understood.
No, they never.
The
what the hell?
revolution
That's
because
literally what
Trotsky
Hitler
sucks.
said. There is no permanent war in. What the fuck is this insanity? No, the only person who thought that Soviets were invading a permanent Europe. That's like white genocide kind of shit. There, that's stupid. That's like Hitler.
I thought he said that the Soviets abandoned permanent revolution. It's like they never adopted it in the first place because it's stupid.
Yes, it's a Trotsky stupid
idea.
It's
Trotsky bullshit.
It's a complete stupid idea that everyone decided was stupid back in 19 whatever he wrote that stupid idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you don't even need to have it explained to you. It sounds stupid.
It's really stupid. Basically, Trotsky thought that, you know, the only way the Russian Revolution can successfully overthrow the Tsar if you got Europeans workers to come to the rescue of Asians. Like, seriously, Europeans coming.
Yeah, and that honestly is probably the
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ideological root of Euro communism and now democratic socialism.
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing you've ever heard, and nobody in the Soviet Union ever thought that Europeans.
Literal white savior bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, Trotsky.
Yeah. By the way, Trotsky was from the European Russia, and Lenin always used European. Oh, Lenin was the first man in modern history to use European as an insult, because he calls Plekhanov and Martov European in their thinking. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What wasn't he also, like, like one of the first people to use mayonnaise as an insult too.
Yeah, he calls
In
them
like the
mayo.
farewell to Count Haydn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he compares someone's politics to salmon mayonnaise.
Yeah. So he's like you're like so yeah, and another thing, it's kind of funny is that if you look at any Western newspaper at that time, they're really obsessing about like it's like I swear to God they are like trying to get his skull shape, but he won't let them, and they're like, is his eyes Asiatic enough or is it not Asiatic enough? Like you'll see these like they're like doing these like weird things with his eyes, pictures like Asiaticness, not Asiaticness, weird things, and you're just like, shut up, dude, like deal with it. It's like really hard for them. Anyways, so this doesn't make sense. Anyways, what the fuck? Okay.
Nothing this guy says makes any sense, and that's why like I'm legitimately like asking like, has he been drinking?
What? The Soviets did not do shit to their peasantry. That was the capitalists, the kulaks, the Nazis. What the bleep are you talking about, dude?
Wait. Play it through. I guarantee you this guy thinks kulaks are peasants.
Okay.
Just play it through.
To save the Soviet experiment because he thought otherwise it was going to collapse, and maybe he was right.
Maybe.
The only other off-ramp for this was Bukharin.
What?
Peasants and slowly reintroducing
what? Who's what the fuck?
What about Bukharin?
Bukharin was the only other alternative. I'm like, what the fuck? But Bukharin had no. What the fuck?
He was a capitalist restorationist. He wanted to work with the kulaks.
Yeah. What the fuck is this idiot?
Which honestly might have been the best choice.
What? Are you insane, my friend? The kulaks, they were so cruel that they actually, if we dig up the, okay, so there were like two sets of kulaks, like the one that got liquidated and the one that got and joined the Nazis. They were so cruel that even today when you dig up bodies, you'll see sand in the lungs of babies because they buried babies alive.
There you go.
So he thought that collaborating with these mother bleepers who buried babies alive and killed them with shovels in order to restore capitalism to Soviet Union is the best idea, better than what Stalin had, which is bloody liquidating them. Are you insane? Also, kulak literally means fist, and the reason why it means fist is because it's a metaphorical squeezing the juice out of the peasant. Like that's why the kulak is like the word is the same as the Russian word for fist. Are you that stupid?
But I understood. I stand why they didn't do it.
Because it's a stupid idea.
If they didn't do it, then you have to foreclose on the world revolution. You have to become another state among states.
Okay, how the bleep is a fucking third world country going to liberate you motherfuckers in France and England and whatever other stupid country like you motherfuckers are from? How, like, it's like a third world country. It's backwards ass. Like, you motherfucker.
I've got like just like all the question words about this. Like, how is it supposed to do this, and why should it?
You should not. I'm not gonna I do not think it's worth one Soviet life to liberate some motherfucker in England. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, like the English got themselves into this mess and they can take care of it themselves.
Exactly.
Like,
No, yeah, it's still like, yeah, we're not doing one life from like fuck that. Like I as an Indian don't think it's worth not even like a drop of blood to liberate any fucking British person. Right? No, I'll agree. Like, you know, my ancestral lands have only been colonized by England for 900 years. Yeah, we're not it's not worth our drop of blood to liberate your stupid land, you fuckers. You'll do it yourself.
Some next level shit.
Because it had been developed in the Anglosphere.
What?
It had been developed in the American common law tradition of free real estate and expropriation of the foreigner.
Huh?
The assimilation.
What?
Into a cultural infrastructure.
What?
That made it more supple, more able to coordinate resources, and able to...
What?
It was the survival of the fittest, really.
Supple? What the fuck are these words? These are words with no meaning.
And the Soviets who had turned away from the permanent revolution.
They never had it. That's because that's a stupid idea.
Igniting the war in Europe that everybody understood.
That's only Hitler thought they reignited.
The Soviets from doing what they did to their peasantry.
What?
Permanent revolution was such a stupid idea. Like Trotsky had to leave in 1929.
No.
The only other off-ramp for this was Bukharin.
Bukharin's
Buying off the peasants and slowly
No, you
reintroducing
cannot
capitalism.
buy these people off because they're mad that they lost their slaves. They had, Lenin gave them 7% interest on their grains. Stalin was even more of a bleeding heart and gave them 15% of interest. It was not about money because they had shitloads of money. By the way, does he think peasants and kulaks are the same thing? One is a slave. One is the owner of the slave.
That's a really, 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 really common thing in the U.S. And and you'll even see people trying to bet, because I think some various anti-communist propagandists try to essentially push that line, and you'll see a lot of mental gymnastics. I think even the Wikipedia article calls them, get this, wealthy peasants.
No, okay.
How does that work? But yeah, no,
you're a slave
lot of
who's
people.
Wealthy? No, you have you're
No.
You have to have. You can't even own your soul because your master owns you.
No. It's a really common fucking thing. Is the fucking white left in the United States, with all their chauvinistic anti-communists, can't read one goddamn book about shit nonsense. Truly believe that the kulaks were just peasants.
No, like I said, there's a difference between. Okay, so I can explain how the kulaks happen to be. So the Tsar.
But that's a thing. This guy, this is an assumption. This guy's so fucking stupid. I'm not even willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's even come across the word kulak.
Okay.
I have no idea what the fuck he's even talking about.
Yeah, because buying all.
Because he sounds like an asshole who just watched a special on the Ancient Aliens channel, drinking at the corner of a bar, not shutting the fuck up.
Yes, exactly. Because the kulaks did not need to be bought off because they owned everyone, not everything, but everyone. Well, not the kulaks, but the
that's the thing.
aristocracy.
There wasn't a financial aspect to this. They weren't looking to be bought off. They wanted
really
back was their class status.
Really wealthy because they.
Yeah, money wasn't shit to them. They lost their class
trying
status.
To buy off Jeff Bezos with money. You cannot buy off Jeff Bezos with money because he has shitloads of money. So it's not even that they had shitloads of money. It's that what they wanted wasn't money. What they wanted was slaves. They wanted their slaves. They wanted the privilege of not having to. I read this book by this.
They their capital was seized. They wanted to be able to lease millstones and tractors and horses.
In exchange for your daughter's virginity.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, no, I'm explaining to people what you can do. That's the heart of darkness, as I call, with power, is that when you have that much power, you can definitely exchange a tractor for his daughter's virginity. And you can be like, oh, I also fucked your wife's virginity too, remember, on your wedding? Because that is the kind of sadism that it enables. And they missed that extra sadism of they could not now. When Stalin was giving people those tractors, that meant that you could.
Marx. I can actually link this to theory real quick. Mm-hmm. Marx had there's a superficial thing that people like to do with comparing capitalism and feudalism. Marx liked to contrast them, and he made this observation that in feudalism, the amount and severity of suffering inflicted on a serf by his lord was constrained by the constitution of the feudal lord's stomach, basically. Whereas under capitalism, the capitalist is essentially, it's a demand of capitalism that the capitalists be as ruthless and sadistic as possible in their exploitation. Elsewise, they will be replaced by a more ruthless capitalist.
Yep.
And the kulaks were the capitalist class that developed right on that line
Yes.
of feudalism and capitalism
Yes.
as the revolution took over, because like Russia never had that stage of capitalist development, which is why the industrialization under Stalin had to happen.
Yeah,
So
because
like
if you don't have
basically
enough
what they did
tractors,
is
you
they
don't have enough food.
is
Because remember,
yeah
they didn't have enough cows.
yeah they
And not, in
yeah
India,
they
for example, you had to
they
have
jumped
and then remember the kulaks
yeah
killed all the cows. That means that no one in the
yeah
town can.
yeah they
Okay, when you kill all the cows in the town, no one in the town can use them as a plow. So nobody in
yeah
the town is getting
exactly
fed that year, and that's what the
yeah
kulaks did
so
when they killed all their animals.
yeah so basically like and this is like largely lost on history. uh I've not seen like any of this like written about in like in like any like serious like
Except
in-depth detail on like the nature of
historically.substack.com. Go
what
ahead. Go ahead. I was just saying
but like on the nature of like the Kulaki because like what was it, like the 1860s when
Yeah.
they did the land reform deal that formed the class?
Yep.
Like
That's when
yeah
you got the
so
kulaks within 10 years. And they, like I
yeah
said, they squeezed the juice. So they were like the, like, okay, so there's the hereditary nobles. And those were easy to get rid of because they were all related to the Tsar. So, but then, like, when you got rid of that, the kulaks were not easy to get rid of. Lenin even cries about
yeah
that because he's like, yeah, like, okay, when you're a fail son and related to
yeah
the
because they're not nobility.
Mhm.
They're
They're
a
just
little
slave
bit, they're a
owners.
lot closer. Yeah, they're a lot closer to the dirt, and like, but yeah, no, I mean the another term that like I've seen that I like for them was like they called them rural bourgeoisie.
No, it's even worse than
Like,
that.
but no, they were the since like capitalism never really
Took hold. Yeah.
developed like naturally in Russia. They went from feudalism to socialism, like with that revolution in between, and didn't have that capitalist development stage, which is part of the reason there were so many contradictions in Soviet socialism, is because like, okay, so you have this like prescription from like Marx for a dictatorship of the proletariat. Well, how do you establish
When you only
a
have 2
dictatorship of
million
the proletariat
proletariats and you have 100 million peasants?
when you don't have any proletariat, you know?
Yeah, no,
Like
that's
they're
why
like,
Lenin said dictatorship of the proletariat and the peasants.
yeah, exactly.
That was his first. But the thing is that, yeah, but the thing is that, like, when the peasants would be like, okay, so when the peasants exercise their dictatorship and be like, okay, we're gonna all share our cows because now we can have everybody's land plowed. Well, the kulaks would kill the cows as opposed to sharing it, and then they had these bayonets smuggled to them from the Abwehr in 1933 to kill all the peasants and commit mass genocide. So,
yeah, it was.
why is he confusing
Yeah,
kulak? Okay, hold on, let's go on.
No,
So-
I understood. I stand by they didn't do it.
No, you can't have done it, you idiot,
Don't do it,
because
then
these
you
are
have to foreclose on the world revolution.
what?
You have to become another state among states.
This is meaningless.
Ruthlessly competing for power,
Meaningless.
yourself for survival.
No, meaningless
Then
nonsense.
you do it, and then you get to the end of it, and then you fucking turn up your belly.
What?
Your final chance with the final confrontation with capitalism.
No.
You spill oceans of blood to afford, and you bitch out because you are too addicted to your
What?
position.
No. What the hell do you mean? Stalin was dying at that point. In 1953, he died. So this is what Stalin got from his position. There is a really good Maclean's article from 1944 called Dinner with Stalin. You're going to learn a few things. Stalin slept in the unheated room in the unheated slaves' quarters in the basement of the Kremlin with no windows until he died on a twin bed. And then there were no servants in the Kremlin. They had, because this British asshole came, they had to borrow servants from a hotel called Hotel Warsaw or Hotel I forgot what. It was a hotel named after some Eastern European city. And this British whiny bastard whines about how he saw the same servant in his hotel and then in the Kremlin. And then he was bitching and whining about how in the Kremlin they wait, I might have it actually, but it's called Dinner with Stalin. So what you realize is that there is, like, he has nothing. Oh, and then Stalin tried to resign every single year, and every single year the people would say no, and he was like, okay, fine.
No, not every single year. It was officially, from what like I can find records of, it officially happened 3 times. The first time it happened, I can't find like any official document, but it was in the 20s. I know that Trotsky was allegedly still there, or not allegedly still there. He was still there, and that like he apparently voted against Stalin's resignation.
Why would he do that? He's a stupid idiot. Yes.
Yeah. This is a central feature of Trotskyism. But yeah, no, it was 4 separate times, and the last time he tried to resign was a year before he died.
Yeah.
and all 4 times the Supreme Soviet, or maybe it was the Central Committee, rejected his resignation.
I know. So and then on top of it, like I said, Stalin was like one of those weird people. Okay, so Lenin also slept in an unheated apartment in the Kremlin, but it was not in the basement, and it was not on a twin bed because he had a wife. But Stalin literally slept even when he was like, this is why half the people hated Stalin, was because that's just half the reason they did the de-Stalinization, just so that like Stalin would make them feel bad about themselves, because Stalin slept in an unheated like twin bed in the basement of the Kremlin, and then like it would, like, if you were not, and if that's your leader and you wanted to sleep in a comfortable place like the children's room or something in the Kremlin, you'd feel a little guilty that you're taking up a children's room when Stalin's still sleeping in the slaves' quarter. So this, like, to say like Lenin actually, according to his own orders, he said that he had to be paid 10 rubles less than the lowest paid worker in Russia, and somebody tried to give him 50 rubles for his birthday, and he threw a hissy fit and yelled at them. And I guess I know it might seem like Lenin and Stalin are really good people, but the thing is that think of it as natural selection. If the Tsar's 4 million big Okhrana is like tailing you and marking everything you do as a way of like imagine how do you know that Bernie Sanders has never cheated on his wife? Is because if he did, Hillary Clinton would have totally dumped that up or research on him, and that's how we know that he did not. We also know that if Jeremy Corbyn was not a vegetarian who like cycled to the parliament every day, the labor psychos would have dropped it. So in that same regard, the Soviet leaders were actually like not getting well. There was nothing happening to them that was like special. Like they were so. To say that Stalin was addicted to his position, and that's why he did not try to overthrow England, France, America. Is he really in Germany? Is he really in like this is again still Russia's back then is still a third world country. At this point, it may have gotten slightly better than India, but not by too much. So, by the way, India didn't exist back then, but I'm just saying, like, India, like, it was so dirt poor and backwards with nothing that it's like, so this is what we call projection, when you have an abusive daddy and you assume everybody's daddy is abusive, right?
Basically.
Or anybody in the Soviet bureaucracy, you are too addicted to the comforts.
What fucking comfort, Stalin? You slept. There is no comfort there, you idiots. Let me show you Stalin's bedroom. I mean, this is stupid. Uh, okay. Actually, you don't Google Stalin's bedroom. That's a very bad idea. You get a lot of gay porn. No.
Okay, weird.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, Stalin's bedroom. I just googled it. Don't Google it. I will find you a picture of him sleeping in his, and it was not just for show. Everyone even if you will look at CIA files, the czar, Stalin was just a weird, just eccentric in that way. There is no comfort that the leaders of the Soviet Union had.
No, everybody's pay was capped at $3.5 grand a month, adjusted for inflation, something like that, which is comfortable. But I mean, it's not nobody's getting rich off that.
Yeah, there is no comfort that they can be addicted to, because this is what I mean. Just because your president has servants and is in the White House, Gorbachev made Gorbachev made $20,000 a year. He did not have a shitload of comfort, not even today. Yeltsin, after they tore down the Soviet Union, him and his motherfucking daughter got rich. Khrushchev, no, he died with nothing in his pocket. Basically, Khrushchev was really stupid. And he kind of then realized what mistake. Khrushchev is a little complicated. I don't know how to explain this, but in our next episode, we talk a little bit about Khrushchev. But yeah, no, they did not. Even Gorbachev got $28,000 a year, so he was not getting rich at all.
Not bourgeois society, but whatever new bureaucratic class that they composed. They weren't going to give it up.
No, there was nothing. That was actually the problem, was that those in power did not, it was a little too egalitarian. That means those in power were too tempted by the fact that Ronald Reagan had served. So this is what happens when you literally do not. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna have to do 2 parts of this because this is far too stupid to do it on one occasion. So we're gonna come back on Friday.
Yeah, and that way you can send me the thing so I can make some notes.
Yeah.
This is bafflingly stupid.
Yeah. In The Death of Stalin is a fiction movie. Just Google. This is bafflingly stupid. Google Dinner with Stalin, this McLean's article, and you'll see. And another thing is that I was trying to find. Okay, I have a theory that Stalin probably didn't also drink alcohol, because I was trying to do this little thing where I do a cheers where Stalin's puts the, and so I was trying to find it, but in the Soviet records, I was looking through all these videos and I saw Stalin pouring wine, but I never saw him drinking wine. And I don't know if they cut it because it's a bad example and everyone in Soviet Russia were weird prudes, or if it was because he was he didn't drink, and I don't know. What do you think?
No idea.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything. I mean, I've heard unsubstantiated. Yeah, I've heard some unsubstantiated bullshit about Stalin being an alcoholic, but no, there's no evidence of that whatsoever. But I don't know if
alcoholism in Russia started after World War II, when 27 million people died and they didn't really have antidepressants, and everybody was going through PTSD. Because they saw things that no human should ever see, partisans just hanging on the street. Mothers would come home and see that their daughters were hanged by this German and then they'd have blood all over their crotch because the German were raping their dead daughter's 14-year-old daughter's body. Those are the things that an average Soviet saw. So yeah, everyone was drinking after World War II because they had extreme PTSD and not enough medicine. But this was true in every country. They just didn't have the same antidepressant technology or the knowledge of how to deal with PTSD. But yeah, Lenin actually had a meeting. Like Lenin forbade people from smoking, and if you were smoking, you were exiled to the chimney. And he did not allow alcohol at all at meetings, only hot tea.
Well, I mean, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like
no, we can't do drunk and do government, guys. Sorry.
no, Lenin was yeah, but Lenin was there are some like letters in Lenin where he suggests people stop. Like Lenin was a teetotaler, like wouldn't drink a drop of alcohol at all, and he also hated smokers. And then he didn't do it. He thought drugs were stupid, and yeah, there was like yeah. Anyways, so this is like so stupid, and why do Americans assume things instead of look it up? Like why? Like I would not assume to know like where like if like I actually had to look up what does the Romanian parliament look like, because somebody said it was like a really fancy building. So then I actually went and looked it up. I just didn't assume that the Romanian parliament looked like any different way. So like I don't understand, why do Americans assume about
Yeah.
stupid things?
I have. Oh, we've already been doing this for 3 hours, and like this takes like this is like an 8-part Ken
Oh.
Burns miniseries.
Okay,
That
Okay, so today, with that, we say bye-bye, and share it with your friends, family, enemies, and kulaks. Oh, wait, the kulaks have been liquidated, so friends, family, share our stream. We'll be back on Friday with a little bit more organization, and Matt
yeah,
will
but this was your preview.
yeah. Matt will be like watching this, and he'll be timestamping so that we don't have to deal with my ADHD like wanting to look up languages in Georgia.
Yeah, seriously.